Hey guys, this is Podcast Diaries number 26. This is Podcast Diaries number 26. And I'm trying not to rant on this podcast. This is Neka Agnes Wachiku. I'm trying not to, rant on this podcast. Today was a very difficult day for me. I had a long day. For those of you who understand what a long day is, you know what a long day is. Sometimes you just gotta unwind, and hopefully this podcast helps you guys unwind. What I mean by unwind, I mean hopefully it helps you relax, and you understand that you're not the only one that's dealing with what you're dealing with. I'm also dealing with it too. You're not the only person dealing with the same shenanigans. And what I mean by shenanigans, I mean bullshit. You're not the only person that deals with bullshit. I deal with bullshit too. One prime example. My podcast diaries today is called Lies in a Relationship. And what I mean by that, I'm going to use myself as an example. Last night, I made a podcast, and it was about trust and communication in a relationship. And I mentioned about constantly calling a man that you're supposed to be in a relationship with or you're talking to more than what he's calling you. Basically, you're showing more interest than he's showing you. And I feel like I am a subscription or a subscriber to that whole statement. Actions speak louder than words. I subscribe to that statement. Actions speak louder than words. And what I mean by that, I mean if an individual is not showing you no type of interest, meaning he's not calling you, he's not texting you, and most importantly, he's not responding to your calls or texts, he's not interested. That's it. He could say all day long to you, I'm interested. He could say all day long till he's blue in the face that he's interested. And what I mean by that, I'm being sarcastic. Nobody can really be blue to their face unless you're some pale skinned individual, but most pale skinned individuals don't turn blue unless they're dead. But I'm not talking about the dead, I'm talking about an alive person. Most pale skinned people turn red, they don't turn blue. But I'm talking about a man that got pigment to his skin. So you can sit up there and tell me all day long till you're blue in the face, a man with pigment in his skin, that you are interested in me. But if you're not responding to my calls and text messages until you feel like it, you're telling me you're not interested. And what I mean by lies in a relationship, I mean when a man gets caught up in a lie. For example, if I've been calling you from 9 something at nighttime till 1 something in the daytime and you haven't responded, you're on some bullshit. You're lying. You're lying to me. And to me, I feel like if I'm calling you and you're not responding to none of my messages, to me, I feel like you're with another woman. And you can sit up there and say, oh, I wasn't with another woman, I'm not doing nothing wrong. Okay, fine. You might not be doing nothing wrong. But to me, you are, because you leave me no room but to assume that you're doing some shenanigans. Because if I call you from 9 something at nighttime, and then the following day, I don't get in touch with you till 5 something in the daytime, in the afternoon or evening, you're on some shenanigans. I call you from 9 something at night, and then the following day, I don't get in touch with you till 5 something in the afternoon or evening, you're on some shenanigans. You're playing with my heart. And I don't have time for that. So don't get mad if I tell you or give you an ultimatum. If I give you an ultimatum, you need to either pick and choose. You need to pick and choose. Am I important to you or not? If I'm not important to you, you need to reevaluate whether or not you want to be with me. I don't have time to sit there and figure out and try to, make up whatever it is that you're doing. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to sit here and say, oh, maybe he's doing this, maybe he's doing that, maybe he's doing this. No, I need you to answer my call or text message and respond back to me pronto. And if you can't respond pronto, respond back within an hour or two. I don't need you to respond back to me a day later. And then your excuses, oh, I was asleep. You was asleep for 16 hours? You're lying. Oh, I was at work. You were at work for 16 hours? The only people that I know that work over 16 hours are people who own businesses and people who work for plants. And for those who don't know what a plant is, I mean a job where you work in a warehouse and you are an assembly worker. You work as an assembly operator. You put parts together for cars, or you put parts together for electronic devices. That's what I mean by a plant job. And most people that work for plants work for 10 hours. You know how I know? Because I used to do that. I used to work for a plant for 10 hours. I used to work for a plant for 8 hours, 10 hours, sometimes even 12 hours just to get overtime. So what I don't understand is, okay, you don't own a business and you don't work for a plant. So what are you doing within these 16 hours? Okay, let's say you can't get back to me within 10 hours. Within the 1 to 2 hours, you have gotten up from sleep. You have figured out whatever it is that you need to do for that day. By that time, you've looked at your phone multiple times. So what I don't understand is, why is it that when I question you about what it is that you're doing, you got a problem with it? You have a problem with it because you're not being honest. You're lying to me. And I don't have time for lies. Nneka Agnes Nwachukwu does not have time for lies. You know why I don't have time for lies? Because I don't have time to waste. My time is very precious and I can't get back time. So before I lose a whole nother year of wasted time, or a whole nother 2-3 years of wasted time on a man who has no intentions of making us official or making us a real life married couple who are lovingly married together, happily married together, I'm cutting you loose. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not even going to give you an ultimatum. At this point, it's not no ultimatum. It's just me exiting your life and taking a hike. All it is just going to be me taking a hike. Because I feel like you don't appreciate my time. You don't appreciate my efforts. You don't appreciate my love. You don't appreciate my respect. And you don't appreciate me as a woman. So what you need to do is exit my life. And if you don't want to exit my life, I'll do it for you. I'll exit your life so that way you can get with the next chick and waste her time. Because the next man I get with, he's not going to waste my time. You know why? Because I'm going to dip out before he does. And I'm not doing that no more. That's why I said from here on out, any man that I get with, we're going to take it slow. But just because we're taking this slow, that doesn't mean you don't communicate with me. That doesn't mean you can't show me that I can trust you. That doesn't mean that you can't show me that you're interested. Just because we're taking it slow. You show interest the first week. Thank God I didn't spread my legs open. This is the reason why I'm celibate. This is why I'm so why I go hard for women to stay celibate until they meet the right man. This is the reason why I feel like women should be celibate until they meet the right man. Not because, I'm trying to, not because I don't believe in cohabitation, or not because I don't believe in, getting together and having a child and procreating. No, if you're gonna cohabitate with each other, make sure you're compatible. Make sure you're compatible and you can get along with each other. Because the worst thing is to get into a relationship and still feel like you're single. Why are we together if I still feel single? I still feel single because you don't respond to none of my messages. And if you do respond, you respond when you feel like it. No, you respond because you're interested. And if you're taking whole 16 hours to respond to me, you're telling me you're not interested. So therefore, I feel like you're wasting my time. And that's time I can't get back. That time that I'm wasting with you, I could be with another man who will appreciate me and appreciate my efforts and appreciate my respect and love. So with that being said, I need everyone who is listening to the sound of my voice to understand that when you're in a relationship, do not take that person for granted, because they just might walk out on you, and not because they're being fake, and not because they're being phony, but because they feel like they deserve better. And what I mean by walking out, I don't mean by walking out because, you know, you want something different or you want something new because you've been with that person for so long. No, I'm talking about when you just get into something new, or if you're dealing with someone who's not treating you right. If you're dealing with someone who's not treating you right, exit that motherfucker stage. And give yourself some time to heal and get with the next person, so that way you can be right for them and they can be right for you. But I'm telling you this. I'm not gonna keep making the same mistakes, and I'm not. The only reason why I'm kind of irritated, I was kind of irritated because I feel like, you know, after I showed you respect, kindness, love, you still took it for granted. You took it as it's not real. You took it as not sincere. You took it as like it didn't mean anything. So if you feel like it don't mean anything, then that means that you need to exit my life for good and get with the next broad, cause she'll deal with that shit. Cause I'm not dealing with that shit. Bottom line, I'm not dealing with that shit. So I know my voice didn't sound light, you know, and airy, and, you know, but I do hope that my voice reaches a few people out there and let people know that it's okay. You're not alone. You're not alone. It's okay. You're not the only person dealing with the same shit. I deal with the same shit you're dealing with. I deal with it. And I'm honestly tired of it. And so for those of you women who are tired of that bullshit, leave me a thumbs up. Shout me out, give me some advice that I need that I should take that maybe I'm not, you know, aware of. But leave me some good comments. Have a good night, guys. Peace.